Isosceles and equilateral triangles. An isosceles triangle is a triangle that has two congruent sides. So if the triangle is isosceles, then it has two sides that are congruent. If it has two sides that are congruent, it's isosceles. Equilateral triangle, on the other hand, has all three sides congruent. So since an equilateral has three sides, that's at least two sides. So an equilateral is isosceles, but an isosceles is not always equilateral. Okay? So we have, with an isosceles triangle, the two sides that are congruent are called legs. The other side is the base. There are two base angles that are formed by the intersection of the legs and the base, and there's a vertex angle formed by the intersection of the legs. The isosceles triangle theorem is that if you have two sides of a triangle that are congruent, the opposite angles are also congruent. And the converse of that is if you have two angles that are congruent in a triangle, then the opposite of those sides are congruent as well. In other words, same angle, two of the same angles, two of the same sides, two of the same sides, two of the same angles. They're interchangeable. Okay? So if we go back and look at this, you see in the indication here the base angles, those base angles are marked as congruent. It's true for any isosceles triangle. Other relationships. We haven't talked too much about this, but we have, like if you have an isosceles triangle, and if you draw a bisector of the vertex angle, that cuts this vertex angle in half. So the angle CAD is cut into two angles, CAD and DAB. So that one is going to be always perpendicular to the base of the other side. And it's going to bisect the other base. So in other words, it's going to cut this in half. I think of this as folding. If you have an isosceles triangle, you can like fold it in half. And when you fold something in half like that, you've got a perpendicular and you've got two congruent triangles. That's really what this does. The bisector here turns this into two congruent triangles. It actually can be proven with SAS, as it so happens. For our equilateral triangles, an equilateral triangle is always going to be also what we call equiangular. What that means is each angle is going to measure the same. Now here's why that is. From the isosceles triangle theorem, since AC is congruent to CB, that means that angles B and A are congruent. And BC is congruent to AB, so that means that angles C and A are congruent. So if B and A are congruent and C and A are congruent, they're all three congruent to each other, which is nice. Since they're all three congruent to each other, and they have to add up to 180 degrees, each one must measure 60 degrees.